Hello, welcome to a new live. I'm super excited right now with what I'm with what with with what I'm about to share, because I had this big breakthrough working with my clients, working with myself, working with my friends, and just seeing what was coming up with that fear of, but what people are gonna think about me. One of the biggest limitation blocks, however you want to call it, often when you get asked like why I'm not where I want, or why am I not expressing what I want, why am I not dressing the way I want, why am I not acting the way I want, not doing, saying who you truly are and what you truly want to do. It's like running fast in my brain right now. I'm trying to make sense of it so I can translate what I'm trying to mean. Okay, so let's get straight to the point. This excuse, what people are gonna think, and I'm afraid of other people judging me, is bullshit. This is bullshit. Let me tell you, this is fucking BS. It's just an excuses that you find for yourself, for a deeper thing that is running through you. And it's easier to say, oh, but I'm not doing that, or I'm not where I want to be because I'm so afraid of judgment, and this is blocking me, and this is restricting me. It's actually easier to say that. That's actually an excuse for not stepping up. That's an excuse for not showing up, for yourself, speaking up, speaking your truth, being yourself. The reason for that is that there is no others outside of you. It means that when you are afraid of what people think about you, what you're actually afraid is rejection, or you are seeking for validation. So unless you give that to yourself, unless you fully accept yourself fully, you will always feel like you're so afraid to be yourself. Like you're so afraid what people are going to think. If I start changing and behaving that way, if I start making so much more money, if I quit my job, if I'm starting to speak a different way, if I'm starting to dress a different way, if I'm doing this or that. This is all bullshit. This fear of what people are going to think. This is not a real thing. This isn't a real thing. So, where do I start? Starting with my own experience, my own personal story, because I think, that's what I master the most. I used to think, I'm so afraid, what are my parents gonna think? What are my family, my grandparents, my cousins, and being on Facebook and stuff, like what are people from like high school or even prior to that, what are they gonna think if I'm starting to be a complete different person, if I'm starting to express myself, if I'm starting to talk about the things I really want to talk about? What is gonna happen? But the truth is, that's just an excuse for not doing it, for keeping yourself small, acting like the good girl. And the truth behind that is when you give yourself full self-acceptance. So again, fear of rejection or needing for validation from others. That's actually what we are seeking when we say we are afraid of what people will think. We're just afraid that they will reject us and we will end up completely alone, or we are just seeking someone to validate that, oh, I'm doing that, I'm showing up for myself, and like people are liking me, I'm liked, I'm loved, it's great. And so to go completely out of this dynamic, give yourself full fucking acceptance. Because when you do, you go completely outside of what are people gonna think. Hello? You go completely outside of that dynamic. Because you can go out and the neighbors and the people in the street and the waitress and the... like, it doesn't matter what they think. Because you give yourself this validation first, this self-acceptance. Which means, like, self-acceptance is not just like, oh, I'm awesome and I'm so great and I'm so sexy and I'm so embodied and I'm the best person in the world. Self-acceptance is not that. Self-acceptance is actually going into, it's accepting the jealousy, the judgmental part of ourselves, the people-pleasing part of ourselves, I don't know, like all the things that we are taught is not right and not appropriate or whatever. It's actually this self-acceptance of like all this aspect that we usually run away or try to fix so hard. Jamie! I'm so happy to have you here. Yeah, that's a great example. It's like, I'm afraid to show up, I'm afraid to change, I'm afraid to speak my truth, I'm afraid to be the weirdo, I'm afraid to be whatever perception that we are projecting on what is scary on others, but actually it's our self-judgment that we are afraid of. Because when you give yourself this full acceptance of like, I'm all of it, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I'm great, but I'm also jealous, I'm also judgmental, I'm also like, dealing with my own shit, and that's okay. Then what other people reflect back at you, it doesn't impact you so much, and you go out of this excuse of, oh, I'm not doing it because I'm afraid of what people are gonna think about me. Which is super powerful when you get into that, level of ownership. Like you just own it and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna bullshit myself because I bullshit myself a lot. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna stop using like this as an excuse for not doing the things that I want to do. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see it's uncomfortable. I'm not saying like change or being a little bit more express or exploring different version of you, different things of you. It's uncomfortable. People may react. Other people in the outside that you're afraid of their judgment, they may judge you. And sometimes you're gonna have to work with that because it's gonna trigger something in you. And that's okay. It triggers something. That's good. You can, move past that. You can move with that and go like deeper. Where am I not accepting myself so that I still get triggered by some random people from high school or random people from the street or stranger I don't even care about, but somehow now I care about what they think and how they look at me and like what they're saying about me and how they're reacting to, me doing this or showing that. And you just, okay, that's my own inner work. That's beautiful. I give myself more acceptance. I give myself also when I'm scared, when I'm feeling like, I can't really do it. I'm just giving that self-acceptance. And I think it's so beautiful and it's so powerful when you get out of like, you really own it and you get out of this. Anyway, I also wanted to jump on live because I have something coming next week, which is inner alchemy. So we go through that inner work of learning the principle of the feminine and the masculine energy and reclaiming our sovereignty. So it's not like just learning stuff like information, because information is great, but there are a lot of information out there and it's easy, but I want to bring you into an experience of yourself. So it's a really, really profound moment that we're going to share. It's a mix between a masterclass and a women's circle, because there is this gathering, nurturing part of it where we really take care of ourselves and get, you know, into this introspection, into that feel good thing. But there is also the masterclass aspect of it, of like, okay, but I go home with you know, a goodie bag full of things that I can actually apply to my life. And so basically what we're gonna do is explore how it feels to be in the healthy feminine, into the surrendering, into the embodiment of the feminine, the embodiment also of the masculine. So bringing in that fire, that vision, that purpose, that structure, so that you can also walk out of this masterclass with more clarity, a vision, something that is so like your soul expressed out in the matter with that structure of the masculine. And also reclaiming your sovereignty of like, what is it that is really me, mind? How can I trust myself deeper? How can I trust my inner wisdom, my inner knowing? And I guide you through the whole process where we talk, but we also go through practices and exercises to really have that and anchor that deeply in our beings. And so it's next week, and for the next, now it's 48 hours, you also get you get a discount for the next 48 hours if you just reach out to me, send me a DM. I would love to have you there. It's gonna be an amazing amazing place to be. It's gonna be really like a journey, a little experiment of yourself, instead of, you know, having another workshop where you learn so many things, but then at the end of it, your life, like, you have way more information in here but nothing really changed. Also, while I'm here, I want to touch on, it's the few last moments to be part of the Awakened Goddess Mentorship, my 3 months container for growth and expansion. So again, like, if you're interested, just send me a DM. We can talk about it in the DMs. I've already created a lot of stories and stuff that talks deeper into that, so I'm not going to get into that. Beautiful jewelry, thank you. I have a mix of a lot of different thing, a snake, a thing, I don't know. And this is made by my beautiful friend that also does body jewelries that I wear a lot on my pictures. And she's an amazing artist, and I love supporting her and her work of, you know, bringing women forward and you know, honoring your body as a temple, like really like adorning, English. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for your compliment, I receive it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I see that there is 2 of you in here live. If you have any question about anything that I mentioned, anything that you're struggling with, that's the moment. I don't know, I just feel like chilling a little bit here. I was really in the flow of talking today and expressing stuff, and I had so much coming through, and this thing around how many times I blocked myself and be like, you know, if I was asked by a mentor or even like journaling about it, I'm like, but I'm so afraid of what people will think, and you know, and it makes me feel so small and so little, and I don't know what to do. And then realizing, like, that's just an excuse. What I'm actually seeking is, like, I'm seeking validation outside of myself. If I give that to myself, then what the neighbor, what my parents, what, you know, my dog, what my friends are gonna think, it doesn't matter, because I'm rooted in my being. I'm rooted into who I am, and I'm not afraid to show it, and I'm not afraid to show up. And for a lot of people, that's a deeper work to be done. Some people, it's just so easy to be themselves and to be like, fuck that, I don't care about what people think, I just don't care. And for a lot of other people, it's a deeper work, because we're afraid to be marginalized, like excluded, rejected, and that's also fine. That's part of it. Okay, so with that being said, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Please reach out if you want to join the event that's going to happen next week on Friday, 21st of May. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be life-changing. Like, it's crazy how your life can change in a 2-hour workshop when you connect with your essence, and when you're not just sitting around hearing and having more information, but just experiencing yourself and your soul and your own magic, your own uniqueness. That's what I do. That's the magic that I do. Cannot wait to connect with you.